Now, for those of you again that are joining just now, my name is Simon. This next part, we're going to continue with the 3D sketching. Now, from here, you've gone all the way up until this point. From here, what I would like you to do now is to change the sketching that you are using to 3D. Select that and pick on the 3D sketch. Right. And under this 3D sketch, I'd like you to go ahead and find the line command right over here. And go right on to this first part right over here. Then go ahead and draw line. Notice that if you take it to the green, it will go to the green. To the green, it will go to the green. To the blue, it will go to the blue. And to the red, it will go to the red. All these colors signify a different kind of plane that you are working on. Okay. For this particular design that we are doing and the part that we are on, we are going to take it all the way to the red, which is the plane that we are working on, like that. See now, I've drawn a line right over there. Let's go ahead and draw another line again. This time I'm going to go to the bottom right over here and I'll draw a line going to the direction of blue, which is the top right over there. And then I'll connect these two lines like that. You see that profile. Now this is kind of disturbing the view, so I'm going to hide it. Right click and then go to visibility right here and then check that. Now that plane is going to disappear, so we can be able to see what's happening. Yeah. Next, I'm going to dimension this part. Now this dimension can be anything that I want it to be. So say that I want that to be 115. And maybe I need that to be 65. Okay. And next, I would like to be able to remove this sharp edge from this part and that part. Okay. To do that, what I need to do is to go to this bend right over here. Select the bend, then give it the radius, the bend radius. I'm going to say, okay, let me use 80 as my first bend radius. Now I'll select there and I'll select that. Now you see that the radius has been created. Now change that to the next one. Maybe I'll say 60. I made this 65 so that I can be able to have a little thingy there like that. Now can you see that I've got the radius of 60 from right over there. Now this is what I want to be able to do for each of these 4 items that I have here and the remaining 3. Now once I'm done up until this point, I'm going to say, I'm going to press the finish button there. Then I'm going to go to 3D. And on my 3D right over here, I'll go to sweep. Right? And on my sweep, I'll make sure that I select the profile and then I select the curve that I need to work with. So for my profile, I'll select the edge right over there, that edge. Then I'll take my cursor inside here and I'll select the profile. Now, as soon as I do that, notice now that it has created a sweep profile to match the design that I have. And now I'm going to say okay once I'm done with that part. Let's go ahead and move on to this next part right over here. So to move on to the next part, I'll show you what works and what doesn't work. First thing first, I need to be able to get this part out of the way. For that, I'll go to the sweep part that has just been created right here. Right click on it and say suppress feature. Now, if you suppress a feature, it is as though it doesn't really exist, but it's there somewhere. It's like you've deleted it or something of the sort, right? So that feature is now gone from there. So now what I want to do is I want to be able to go back to my sketch And when I go to my sketch, I'm gonna go and create a new sketch right over here, because remember the previous one has been taken. Finish. Now it's going to be yellow there, and that's how you know it's been created. Then I'll go to 3D and repeat the process. Now again, I'm going to start with that first one, press escape, then again I'm going to go to the line, select the next one and connect. And I'll remember the dimensions that I used previously. This was 115 and this was 60, and throughout I'll keep that. Then I'll go to the bend right over here. Then I'll say 80 was the first one that I used. Oops, there. And I'll go to the bend again. I'll go 60 for that part and that part right over there. Then I'll say finish the sketch. Once my sketch is done, then I'll go to 3D right over here, go to sweep, then select the part that I need to sweep, because remember I need to sweep this part right over here to that part right over there, and I'll say okay. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to go and will suppress this, then I'll repeat the process again for the third part. Like that, finish, go to 3D, select the center, take it towards the direction we've discussed, press escape, check it's correct, go to the next one, this is the third one right over here, take it up and connect it right over there. Let's put in the dimension. Remember what was the dimension? This is 115, 115, and this was 60 right over there. Now go to the bend. I'll use 80 for the first part. Go to the bend, and I'll use 60 for the second part. And I'll say finish right over here. Okay, done. Go to 3D. Now I'm going to say sweep. Select my sweep feature. Select that. And I'll say okay. That was my third part. You guys go ahead and do the last part right over here, but I'll follow the same process. Remember, suppress, new sketch, done. Then I'm going to go and finish that, and I'm going to go to the last one, 3D sketch. Select line command. Now to rotate your work like this, you press and hold the shift button and press and hold the mouse wheel button. Then you can be able to easily rotate to the direction or the view that you need to work on. Then select that center part, press escape, and go to the line, select that part, and then take it all the way until they connect there. That's it. Now what's the next point? Bend it, use the radius 80, and there to there, and then bend 60, and there to there, and then finish. Okay, then go ahead and go to sweep. Okay, once you go to sweep right over here, you select your sweep, make sure you selected your sweep correctly. and press OK. That was the last one. Right, now that you're done with the last one, you can then go and open the ones that you closed. Therefore, I'll go to the sweep, right click, and then go to unsuppress, and unsuppress. There we go. Right. Next, I want to be able to create some openings right over there and right over here, the far end. For that, I'll go to shell, select shell, and make sure that your shell is, your item is being shelled outwards. Right. Now select this part. See, I've created that opening there, and that part. Then I can say OK. Then I can go and I can create, you can say shell, this part and that part. Then I can continue from there with my drawing. Say this part and its part right here, and go and take that part. If you choose, you can choose to do them one by one, depending on what it is that you want to do. To show that, create those shell openings. Now, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. I'm right here. Just inbox me or contact me on my details there. As you can see, the part has been completed right here. All the openings. And one last thing that you can also do is to highlight this part and maybe change the material depending on what it is that you would like to be able to see. You can see that. Just go there, material, and then you look, okay, what will I want to work with? The material is this. And then you can just play around with the ones that you feel you need to be able to work with. So this is how we design an exhaust manifold.